Welcome to The Good Side, a half hour of positive, feel-good, smile-on-your-face stories that'll leave you inspired. They're told by a team of passionate journalists from local newsrooms all across the country. So when was the last time you told yourself, I love you? Self-love can build a foundation of success. One after-school program is teaching children the transformative power of loving yourself for exactly who you are.
It's about the inner you that most people don't know and can't see.
Plus, she's known for her canned peaches and cobblers. When this cook was in crisis, it was the steady voice of a 911 dispatcher that calmed her down. See how she thanked the woman she says saved her with her homemade treats and a hug. And later, a country music success story that keeps Nashville's storied past in the present for everyone to enjoy. The Good Side starts right now. Hey there, I'm Debra Alfarone. Pause for a second. Think about 3 things you love about yourself. Maybe even write them down. That simple exercise might change the course of your day. For kids in one community in Washington, D.C., it could change the course of their lives. Inside these 4 walls, in the heart of one of Washington, D.C.'s poorest neighborhoods, love is abundant.
Dear John, I love myself because I'm nice and cool, I'm lovable, I'm good at football, and I play games, and I'm a winner.
Why is teaching them self-love important?
I don't think that you can do anything for anybody else unless you love yourself and have a true understanding of who you are.
Josephine Mazik runs a nonprofit called FAN.
FAN stands for Fihankra, Akoma, and Tuaso. It means Safe Places, Linked Hearts. A lot of people in our community, they don't have people affirming them, but we are here. We're going to affirm you. We're going to tell you how great and how amazing you are because you have to hear it in order to begin to believe it.
I'm brave, respectful, lovable.
What does it say?
Dear Jaden, be good and positive, be awesome, and stay strong.
What's the best part about coming here?
Growth. When we started in 2005, it opened as just a safe haven for kids that were indirectly involved in the child welfare system.
Since then, they've grown, offering an after-school stop for stability, meals, and mentoring to hundreds of children, teaching self-love through affirmations, art, and storytelling. Why is storytelling so important?
It is important because it's about you. It's about your vulnerability. It's about the inner you that most people don't know and can't see.
Auntie Oye is a professional storyteller. Today's exercise, sharing Valentine's Day love letters that children wrote to themselves.
That's what storytelling is, affirmations. By writing it, guess what you get to read? You get to read it, you internalize it.
I said what I love about myself is that I'm nice. I like doing math.
I'm brave and will do anything, even if it's hard. It's not hard for me to make friends.
Here, they get to learn a strong sense of self. They get to learn that their voice matters.
And that they matter, as they are, highlighting what makes them unique. It could be a life-saving lesson.
I just want them to be confident human beings. Because when you build the self-esteem, nobody can make you sell drugs. When you have this self-esteem, they can make you do all these negative things. Even if you don't have the parents, but you have you.
And self-love may be the greatest love of all. What was the last part?
I'm a winner.
He sure is a winner. Well, a group of young ladies in Mississippi is taking girl power to a whole new level. Mackenzie Martin hits the mat to find out how they're changing the face of combat sports.
Back up, back up.
We at Missy, we have 3 goals. We want to recruit, retain, and release women into the sport of wrestling, but we're developing them as leaders.
And those leaders are created right here at American Top Team, where Missy Wrestling Club holds practice 4 times a week. Megan Brown started the club hoping to give girls the equipment and dedicated space to learn the sport of wrestling. Landry Robert says this offers girls the opportunity to take part in a primarily male-dominated sport.
the boys maybe having their tournaments and more nap time. And actually at tournaments, sometimes the boys would take over on nats. So there'll be a section girls mat and they'll take it over. So we're going to have like less time on the mat, and they don't prioritize us. They definitely prioritize the boys.
That's what Brown is wanting to change, as she hopes to show these young girls that they can succeed at wrestling just as much as the boys can. She says while on the mat, sure, the girls learn how to take down their opponent, but they're also gaining general life skills. And most importantly, they're building a team.
Girls joined wrestling for a little bit of a different reason than young men. Girls join because they want to find a place to belong. They want to be confident in themselves. They want to build community. They want friendships. And I can say there's no friendship like the friendship that exists in girls' combat sports.
In July, Addison Mullender returned after wrestling some of the best girl wrestlers in the country. She currently holds 2 state titles for her weight class. She started wrestling 7 years ago and says this began as a way to prove that girls can do what boys can, maybe even better.
I wanted to get into it to make a difference in my life and for others. Like, you know, girls could do wrestling, and you know, we could do things boys could do. So I wanted to see like how it would help me.
Currently, there are less than 75 women wrestlers in the state. Members with Missy Wrestling Club say they hope to see that number triple on the coast by the end of 2026.
Well, ahead on the good side, the very best pals stick with you when you need them the most.
Patients tell Casey all the time that he's the reason that they were able to feel brave during a procedure.
A therapy dog at a children's hospital has 2 important jobs: to stick by his patients' sides and make special deliveries to all these brave children. You are watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to The Good Side. This next story is about the uncanny combination of connection, fruit cobbler, and a calm 911 dispatcher. The Good Side's Chad Pline takes us to a town in Missouri to tie it all together with a face-to-face reunion and a much-needed hug.
There's a woman in Nixa who has a stash of canned fruit in her home.
So how many jars does it take to make one cobbler?
Well, a small cobbler one.
Wanda McLean is an international Grandmaster champion home canning demonstrator, but she calls herself
Fruit jar flizzy.
Wanda has jars and jars and jars sitting around waiting for something good to come along.
Those peaches, I use them to reward people because I can't eat all of this food. I mean, I'm just one person.
While sitting at her desk typing, Wanda noticed that her left hand couldn't hit the right keys.
So I looked at it like, you know, why aren't you working right? And I rubbed it, and my left arm wasn't functioning right.
She quickly unlocked her door and called 911. That's when she noticed something else wasn't working.
The operator answered, "Where is your emergency?" And that's when I got really scared because I couldn't talk.
The Christian County dispatcher calmly told Wanda not to worry and that help was on the way.
And she told me, "Just relax, it'll be okay." And I was scared for my life, and she was the only connection I had to help.
Wanda later found out when you call 911, your address automatically comes up. The ambulance came, Wanda went to the hospital with a minor stroke and would be okay. But that call, that calm voice kept ringing in Wanda's ear. It was literally a 911 connection.
I wanted to hug her. I just wanted to hug her. It's probably old lady stuff, you know.
So Wanda made a cobbler and brought it here. She got it past the metal detector and took it down to dispatch only to find out the voice on the other line was off that day. But she got her first name, Audrey. So she posted a story about it on Facebook in Nixa Neighbors, and Audrey's mom replied.
I said, "I'd like to take the whole family out to dinner and meet Audrey."
Dispatch, how can I help you?
This is 19-year-old Audrey McCall.
I love helping people, making sure they feel helped. I think it makes me feel like I did something right, so.
So Wanda, the canner who called, took the McCalls to dinner. Audrey got her own cobbler, and Wanda got her hug.
I was just speechless when I met her. Just a little bitty thing, but so powerful.
We do care to help people, and some people might not think of that in that way, but we try our best to get help to people and try to make people feel safe and calm.
Incredible. Meet Casey. He's a popular guy at St. Louis Children's Hospital, a true pal to the littlest patients. The Good Side's Steve Harris shows us how Casey also doubles as a delivery dog.
It may look out of place in the oncology clinic at Children's Hospital, but this little mailbox plays a big role. It belongs to Casey, the support dog.
Are you ready to deliver some mail?
It was his handler, Lindy Snyder's idea after she saw a pattern with patients.
When they would kind of be admitted, they would have this really strong connection with him, and then once they were home, they'd want to continue that connection.
One child drew this picture for Casey.
So that's them on life support, and then them walking Casey now.
When they asked for Casey to write them back, Lindy created the Paw Pals program. So here's how it works. Kids leave their mail for Casey in the box, and then Casey writes them back. And boy, does he get mail.
So patients tell Casey all the time that he's the reason that they were able to feel brave during a procedure. They tell him that they didn't want to come into the hospital, but they knew that they would be able to see Casey, so they were looking forward to it.
Like 3-year-old Rory Gus. She was diagnosed with cancer. Now she and Casey are Paw Pals.
Can I have a message for you?
We love the mailbox.
He has some mail for you, too. Yeah, where is it?
I do think it's nice for those occasional times when Casey isn't here, like, okay, Casey's not here, but we can still give him your letter that you made, and he's still a part of her visit here.
And when he is there, the canine carrier dons his special bandana and delivers in person. Hey, that's Casey's job.
The hospital can be a pretty scary place, and so just having a dog makes it more of a normal experience.
Whether it's on a leash or in a mailbox.
Well, next on The Good Side, a family memento saved by a construction crew. These handprints, 2 sisters left in concrete, are more than a memory. To their mother and father, an act of unexpected kindness was exactly the joy they needed. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. Every time a dad in Quincy, Illinois pulls up to his family home, he smiles. And that's because of an incredible act of kindness from a construction crew. The Good Side's Chad Douglas shows us this heartfelt tribute.
The front yard of Matt and Kristen Hanlon's home is a bit of an oasis. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's home. A place to watch their kids play in the driveway. For this city construction crew, its workplace is the opposite of an oasis. It's loud, it's dirty, it's work. And in this cul-de-sac, those two worlds collided. Back in 2023, the city of Quincy had some sewer work to do here. When the job was complete, what was left behind was a fresh patch of wet concrete.
You gotta put a fingerprint on it.
She was kind of mischievous. So for her to have her handprint in the middle of the street, she thought that was pretty cool.
How'd it feel?
Squishy.
Brinley was only 4 at the time. Her older sister, Bella, the so-called mischievous one, led the way. And just like that, 2 of the Hanlon's girls had their handprints in the street forever. Or so they thought. Now fast forward 2 years to this past spring. Another sewer issue popped up and crews had to dig again. And those handprints were about to be removed.
I'm very, very sentimental.
Even more so now. Last August, Bella passed away. And only steps from this front yard oasis was the possibility of losing the handprints that made cold concrete feel warm with memory.
To me, it means the world. I mean, a lot of people, it's a piece of concrete, but that's one last handprint I have of her.
Determined to save it, Kristen reached out to her alderman, who promised to see what she could do. Then came the day crews showed up.
They came pretty early, but we saw them out there.
And my girls were all worried, and they were like, Mom, we need to go out there and tell him. Should we tell him?
By the time we got outside, they had already cut this patch of that out that had the handprint and the year in it.
They were all just very, very adamant that they were going to make sure to honor that request.
The workers set the piece on the driveway. To say thanks on a hot day, Matt grabbed some drinks and snacks. But what happened next would forever touch their hearts.
Heard the Ring doorbell go off.
I didn't know what to think.
And I saw the guy coming up to the house.
I had a smile on my face.
He asked for our daughters.
And I was also like, Oh, what'd they do?
And he was like, would you like to come down and put your handprints in the concrete again, like you did before?
I thought it was really kind of them to let us do it.
And the girls came back inside, and a little bit later, they came to the door, didn't even get me, and just came and got the girls. And I was like, what's going on?
But then they added something. Went ahead and put like Live Like Bella, so I thought that was really nice.
They did that without talking to us or, anything. So, yeah, it kind of leaves me speechless. I'm just like, it's good people.
I don't even have words for it.
It's really going above and beyond. Very proud of those guys and how they handled it with class and dignity.
Something like that, seems kind of inconsequential and not a huge ordeal, actually was a really, really big ordeal. Bella would love it. Her sisters were everything to her. To see how happy they were, to see them smiling and dancing, and also, to bring back those memories.
Matt says it's that memory that makes him smile every time he comes home from work. What began as a small gesture from complete strangers has now become a lasting reminder
that Bella's with us.
If that doesn't touch your heart, I don't know what will. Well, next on the good side, you could call it nostalgia, but there's more flash to it than that. A community space gives photographers of all skill levels a place to hone their craft the way it was done before all things digital. What develops in this darkroom, though, creates strong connections and a vision brought to life. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. Film photography has a magic to it that many say digital pictures just can't replicate. In Portland, Oregon, an organization wants to give this art form more exposure. The Good Side's Io Elise shows us how the space is also developing a strong sense of community.
When I'm shooting film and printing film, there's all these moments where you don't know what you got, and you're like, you're taking something, you're kind of putting it in a magic bag, and then later you go into the darkroom and open the bag, and then you see what you got.
That's the sort of magic you'll find at Franklin Photo, a community darkroom space in St. John's. Bobby Abramson is the co-founder.
Mostly people are shooting things out there in the world, and so we're discovering what people see in their lives, and everybody's kind of getting to know each other in a way, It's a really beautiful thing.
The studio offers a sliding scale darkroom membership, classes, gallery space, and more for those looking to shoot on film. Jason Kaplan, who is also a co-founder, shares why there's renewed interest in the medium.
In some ways, it's nostalgia, especially for people my age and older. And I think some of it is too, as Bobby mentioned, that people spend a lot of time looking at screens when they're at work these days, and it's nice to be able to do something that's creative that doesn't involve computers.
I just bought this today, $50.
Oh, cool.
Vintage.
The longtime friends and photographers had thought about opening up a space like this for several years, but with the sudden passing of Bobby's brother Franklin, that vision became more clear. With the hope that he'd do something with the community in mind, Franklin left his brother money, creating the ability to develop the studio.
It just feels really good for me. I mean, it was a devastating blow when he passed, and so yeah, to be able to do something, I feel his presence, and when I've talked to people that come in, I hear similar stories to kind of remind me of my brother. There's things about them that remind me, and so I feel like my brother's here in spirit.
Incredible. On one of Nashville's most legendary streets, there's a bar where the past is always present. We're talking the heyday of country music culture, complete with live local talent and fried bologna sandwiches. A husband and wife duo keep this scene cooking. The Good Side's Brendan Tierney takes us to Robert's Western World.
The bright lights and sound of Music City can be heard up and down Lower Broadway, where high-rise honky-tonks and rooftop bars party late into the night. But under this large red boot is a classic spot.
Welcome to Robert's Western World.
Playing nothing but traditional country music.
It's a crazy life I live.
Just like they have at Robert's Western World for more than 30 years.
Have me another round.
With cans of beer starting at just $2.50.
We've left it alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Emily Jones and her husband, Jesse Lee, own the place and are trying to keep the legacy alive.
A time capsule when people walk in here.
That's kind of unique down here on Broadway now.
We are in a society where people are longing for something tangible. They want to know the history.
Jesse Lee is part of that history. He moved to Nashville from Brazil, searching for that sound under the neon lights. Working here for years before getting the chance to buy it.
Do what's in your heart, because if you do what's in your heart, you don't work a day in your life.
You've kept the soul of this place going. You make sure it's real country music that's played on the stage here. Why is that so important for you?
There's no TV. You come in here and it's like stepping back into the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, the heydays of country music.
Beyond the music and drinks, a simple sandwich special has helped make Robert's world famous. The smell of fried bologna fills the bar every time someone orders a recession special. Served up with a bag of chips, moon pie, and a cold beer, making a magic combination for just $6.
So I can give you the recipe behind our fried bologna sandwich, but you don't have the grill. You don't have that old frying pan from Grandma's house, you know?
Walls are covered with the same legacy. Photos of some of country music's biggest names who've been regulars at the bar.
They just want to tuck in the crowd, have a beer, and just be human and take in the vibe.
Over the past couple of months, Jesse Lee and Emily have bought the building next door and are planning to expand their Western World after being named one of USA Today's best bars in the country.
But it will still be Nashville. It will still be real. And that is what's missing nowadays. Believability.
I'm making my plans to go there right now. That is it for us. I hope you smiled this half hour. The Good Side, real stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us, even in those tough times, there's always another side. It's the good side. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great day.